Good morning. Love who you are. Don't be anyone else. On my journey to recovering from chronic pain, at one point in my life when I was deeply struggling with chronic neck pain, arm pain, RSI pain, I was working in a job and I just fell into this space of wanting to be the guy I was working for. And what I realized was later, after I had a complete physical breakdown from pushing myself so hard, because this this friend of mine who was my boss at the time, he I discovered later was just so insecure, and everything was about what he had to achieve to prove himself. And I don't know if you know anything about profiles, but we all have different profiles. And I am a big fan of the disc profiling model, where we fall into these four quadrants. And you have the director quadrant, the influencer quadrant, the conservative conscientious quadrant, and the supporter quadrant. And I discovered later, and which was a real game changer for me, was we are all perfectly beautiful as we are, and we're all put on the planet in Mother Nature's wisdom to play a role. And some of us are supporter type personalities. We want to support and care for others, and others are influential type personalities who want to inspire and train and lead, or in business development, and very often will direct and lead groups of people, which I fall into that quadrant. And oh, by the way, we can have elements of each quadrant. We don't fall specifically into one, but we have a propensity to lean towards having a predominant personality style. Because for me, I have a influencer, bit of director and supporter in me as a personality trait. I'll put a link in a disc profile below if you want to learn more about disc profiling. However, coming back to the story, and why does it matter on the journey to recovering from chronic pain, or how we as people who can have a propensity to contract TMS, chronic TMS pain perceptions in the body, is because of the pressure that we put on ourselves, because of not thinking that we're good enough, or we feel that others are better than us, and not appreciating who we are, or not learning yet, which is the message here that I'm wanting to share, is that we're all beautifully perfect. But coming back to the story, wow, excuse me, I'm just in my car about to go to the gym actually, and I just felt compelled to share this quick video with you to set you up for the day, to love who you are. So he is a high D style personality. Excuse me, I'll get that sun there if I can. He's a high D personality. So he's driven. He very often, high directors are not the most emotional types. They're very much about growth, and Donald Trump is an off the chart director style personality, and he's a whole other personality structure to himself anyway. But high D style, and they just this type of personality that can play a great role in building industries and driving companies, but they can be hard, they can be relentless, they can be unemotional, they can be the type of people that just don't really get a connection to other people's emotions and pains. They just want the result, and not always the most compassionate people. Not all, but these are the stronger qualities that come out of a director style personality. So I was admiring him and thinking, God, I want to be like him, and he's building this company. But when my body broke down by pushing myself so hard, by trying to be someone else, or living up to the expectations of what I felt was required to do this job, and for who he wanted me to be and needed me to be, my body started breaking down. I started contracting RSI pain in my arm, twitching and pulsing in my neck and my back, and burning in my upper neck and shoulder blade, to the point where I had to leave the job. And I reflect back on this, and it's great that I can laugh about it, because at the time I was completely broken, and I ended up having to stay at a friend's place to recover, because I just literally couldn't even barely stand. It was agony. But as I went on this journey and I discovered Dr. John Sarno and what chronic TMS pain is and why we get it, it was like an epiphany for me, that I realized that here I was trying to be something that I'm not, trying to be another person, and not embracing the beautiful, wonderful qualities of who I am and where I fit on the planet. And when I started to awaken to, firstly, that we're all different, firstly, that I can't be something that I'm not, and I don't now want to be something that I'm not. Don't get me wrong, I still admire friends that build companies and do things, but I've come to realize that, the better question to ask is, where can I thrive with who I am and what I am as a personality? And that was a real game changer for me on my journey to recovery from chronic pain. And so if you can relate, if you are finding yourself, if this video resonates with you, that you're comparing yourself to others, that you think others are better than you and that you should be more like them, and you could be suffering with chronic pain or even just anxiety and constant stress through a constant desire to be something else, I would say take a breath and just reflect and think. Well, firstly, on that journey after I woke up to realizing that I was not like him, and then I did realize I didn't want to be like him, because his life was a mess. He lived on energy drinks and was just a maniac and always seeking approval and other people's attention, and he was a mess. He had a lot of great qualities, don't get me wrong, and I hope he's doing well. However, a lot of really, really unevolved, bad, soul-destroying, relationship-destroying qualities. And interesting, that company went broke because he just was so motivated to grow and build, and look at me, and had this huge big building that he'd rented, and the expenses were through the roof. And I'm sure a lot of it was because of insecurities from his own journey on the planet. However, let's move on. For you, this coming back to you, and I just want to close up by saying, if you feel that you're comparing yourself to others, you're suffering with pain, you're feeling stressed and overwhelmed because you are not living up to a perceived standard of what you think you should be by comparing yourself to others, I would invite you to stand back and really consider if this is serving you. Really consider if you are doing a job on yourself by trying to be something that you're not, and then asking a better question around, well, why am I so wonderful, and who am I, and what do I want for me, and what do I love about me and who I am as a person? And if you love supporting other people and that's your flow, go love and support. If you want to be a conservative, quiet, sit in the back office and crunch numbers all day and be a conservative type personality, be that person. If you want to direct companies and build them, and be that person. If you want to go and lead and influence and change lives and speak and inspire, be that person. But let's just stay present constantly to who we are and how we can be the best versions of ourselves, for ourselves, not for anyone else. Because this is another epiphany and self-awareness to help break free from chronic pain and to live a happier, more fulfilling life with a brain lets go of the tension, because of the pressure we stop putting on ourselves, which is to become who we are, the role we're meant to play, and to love who we are, and to set boundaries. To set boundaries by not putting other people first, by not thinking that we have to people please, to be loved and accepted, we have to put ourselves first. And I know it's a bit of a cliche metaphor example, but on the airplane, they say you've got to put your own gas mask on first, and then you can take care of the children and put the mask on them. We have to take care of ourselves first before we can take care of anyone else. And that, if that means having to stand back and say, no, I don't want to be that person. I want to be who I am. And no, I'm not going to put up with that or this, and I'm going to respectfully take care of myself and put myself first. So the message closing off for today is be who you are. Find out who that is and be that version for you, and to love you and to nurture and appreciate all the beautiful qualities that you have, because there is no one else like you on the planet. I hope this helps. My name's Trevor Russell, and love sharing these videos with you. Tell me in the notes and let me know, do you ever find yourself comparing yourself to others? And has this come at a cost? And what are you doing to help yourself to feel better, to focus on feeling good, and to let go of judgment and pressure that you might be putting yourself under? Just love to hear your comments. Where are you on your journey? If you want to reach out, and if I can chat and help or put you onto someone who can, it would be my pleasure. Hit like and subscribe so I can keep you updated. I've got a whole lot of video ideas flowing out of my brain now the more I'm doing these. So I look forward to sharing with you what I've learned to break free from chronic pain and help you and all of us to live better lives on this planet, because chronic pain is a massive, massive condition on this planet. And I think it's because of the growing stress and pressure that we're under, more so than ever. And the good news is there is a way to break free from it. I have, many others have, and if anything does arise, I've got the tools, and there are tools to break free from it quickly, and that's what I wish for you, and that's my mission here. Sending love, and ciao for now, and you have a wonderful day, and you go be who you are for you. Ciao for now.